Alright, it looks like working. At least some of the platforms are working. I don't know. Kind of hard to live stream to so many platforms. Doesn't look like YouNow is working for some reason. I have yet to get it to work on that platform. I don't know why. Oh well, I'll figure that out later. So today I'm testing a little different scenario or technology, whatever you want to call it. I'm still using my phone, but I'm using Restream and Aircast combined. It's a little bit crazy. I think it'll look better though than it did yesterday, because it's using RTMP instead of WebRTC. But anyway, yeah, I don't think, it doesn't look like a YouNow is going to work for some reason. Let's see why. Maybe I don't have the right server URL. I don't know. Anyway, pretty much everywhere else looks like it's probably working. So actually, no, Rumble. Rumble's not working. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. All right. So sorry for the delay. Normally I'm going to try to get right into the Bible reading and save any chat or whatever for kind of at the end. But since I'm doing something a little bit different today, I had to test to make sure it's working. I think we're up and going now. Oops. For some reason, live space doesn't allow you to change the title until you start it, which is kind of weird. Not ideal. Okay, now we're in the right category. All right. What else? Anything else? All right. So the other part of the test is going to be after I finish the stream to see if it actually successfully stayed online, because I'm guessing it might drop the stream here and there. Just my guess. That's what Aircast tends to do. I don't really like Aircast that much, but the only way I can stream to lots of platforms using my phone if I'm like out and about. If I'm here at home, I can technically. Wait a minute. I can tell if my screen is mirrored. It looks like it is mirrored. How would I change that? I don't know. I'll have to look into that for next time. I think my video is reversed because it's using a selfie camera. Whatever. Alright, so today's reading is going to be from Genesis chapter 4 through 7, and then also Matthew chapter 1. So I guess I'll get started. I can't really tell if I'm live on all the platforms. I think I'm live most everywhere except YouNow is not working for whatever reason. It looks like everything else is working. Actually, wait a minute. Okay. Bolt Plus is not working. Let me see if I can get it to work real quick. So on Bolt Plus, it looks like you have to manually start the stream in the browser. You can't, it doesn't auto-detect, perhaps. My impression. Alright. I don't know, some of these streaming platforms are pretty jacked up. Yeah, so I can't seem to... Weird, if you go to my profile on boltplus.tv/flowmix, it shows a past replay from yesterday. Like, no matter what, like, it's always showing the replay, which is kind of weird. Like, you can't stop that from showing. That's kind of strange. I feel like there should be a way to turn that off. But you can't. I wonder if the URL changes on Bolt every time like it does on Rumble. It could be terrible, but possible. Check that real quick. I don't know for next time. I don't know, Bolt Plus is dumb. I can't get it to work. Don't know why. Oh, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so I guess I'll just get into the reading. I can't get that to work. Yeah, this streaming stuff is difficult. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do the reading because I can't get you now to work and I can't get Bolt Plus to work, so I might not be able to join in these streams if I can't get that working in the future. Might do some test streams later or something. Alright, so let's go. Genesis chapter 4. Let's make this a little easier to read. Yeah, I don't like the font on this site. Okay. So the man knew Eve his wife. She conceived and gave birth to Cain and said, I have gotten a man with Yahweh's help. Again she gave birth to Cain's brother Abel. Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. As time passed, Cain brought an offering to Yahweh from the fruit of the ground. Abel also brought some of the firstborn of his flock and of its fat. Yahweh respected Abel and his offering, but he didn't respect Cain and his offering. Cain was very angry, and the expression on his face fell. Yahweh said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why has the expression on your face fallen? If you do well, won't it be lifted up? If you don't do well, sin crouches at the door. Its desire is for you, but you are to rule over it." Cain said to Abel, his brother, "Let's go into the field." While they were in the field, Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. Yahweh said to Cain, "Where is Abel your brother?" He said, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" Yahweh said, "What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries to me from the ground. Now you are cursed because of the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. From now on, when you till the ground, it won't yield its strength to you. You will be a fugitive and a wanderer in the earth." Cain said to Yahweh, "My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me out today from the surface of the ground. I will be hidden from your face, and I will be a fugitive and wanderer in the earth. Whoever finds me will kill me." Yahweh said to him, "Therefore whoever slays Cain, vengeance will be taken on him sevenfold." Yahweh appointed a sign for Cain, so that anyone finding him would not strike him. Cain left Yahweh's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain knew his wife. She conceived and gave birth to Enoch. He built a city and named the city after the name of his son Enoch. Irad was born to Enoch. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Oh boy, these names. Mehujael became the father of Methushael. Methushael became the father of Lamech. Lamech took 2 wives. The name of the first one was Ada. The name of the second one was Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, who was the father of all who handle the harp and pipe. Zillah also gave birth to Tubal-Cain, the forger of every cutting instrument of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, "Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. You wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have slain a man for wounding me, a young man for bruising me. If Cain will be avenged 7 times, truly Lamech 77 times. Adam knew his wife again. She gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, "For God has given me another child instead of Abel, for Cain killed him." A son was also born to Seth, and he named him Enosh. At that time men began to call on Yahweh's name. That's chapter 4, and we're going to go through chapter 7. Genesis chapter 5. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in God's likeness. He created them male and female and blessed them. On the day they were created, he named them Adam. Adam lived 130 years and became the father of a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. The days of Adam after he became the father of Seth were 800 years, and he became the father of other sons and daughters. All the days that Adam lived were 930 years, then he died. Seth lived 150 years, then became the father of Enosh. Seth lived after he became the father of Enosh 807 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. All of the days of Seth were 912 years, then he died. Enosh lived 90 years and became the father of Kenan. Enosh lived after he became the father of Kenan 815 years and became the father of other sons and daughters. All of the days of Enosh were 905 years, then he died. Kenan lived 70 years, then became the father of Mahalalel. Kenan lived after he became the father of Mahalalel 840 years and became the father of other sons and daughters. And all of the days of Kenan were 910 years. Then he died. Mahalalel lived 605 years, then became the father of Jared. 65 years. Whoa, he'd be an old dad if he did that. Then became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived after he became the father of Jared 830 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. All of the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, then he died. Jared lived 162 years, then became the father of Enoch. Jared lived after he became the father of Enoch 800 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. All of the days of Jared were 962 years, then he died. Enoch lived 65 years, then became the father of Methuselah. After Methuselah's birth, Enoch walked with God for 300 years, and became the father of more sons and daughters. All the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and he was not found, for God took him. Methuselah lived 187 years, then became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived after he became the father of Lamech 782 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. All the days of Methuselah were 969 years, then he died. Lamech lived 182 years, then became the father of a son. He named him Noah, saying, "This one will comfort us in our work and in the toil of our hands, caused by the ground which Yahweh has cursed." Lamech lived after he became the father of Noah 595 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. All the days of Lamech were 777 years, then he died. Noah was 500 years old, then Noah became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That was Genesis chapter 5. Usually it's a little bit dry, a little bit boring to read some of these, what do you call them, genealogies. But this one's interesting, and we're going to be reading Matthew 1 later, and it's going to be tracing the genealogy of Jesus Christ, which will include a lot of these same names. So that's kind of the nice parallel comparison. But also one thing what was I noticing? Just thinking about how long these people lived. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Like if you've read the Bible before, it's something that you think of when you read this passage. Some people don't believe it or whatever, but I believe it. It was different back then. There's, reasons that we don't understand, but the world was new, and there was a shield of clouds above. Some people think it was a greenhouse effect that caused them to live longer. Could be that sin was fresher. They didn't have as much, problems in their genetics. They were able to live longer. Who knows? Doesn't matter. But one thing I was thinking of just now is like, if they lived like hundreds of years, like 900 years or more, it's like how much would the world change, and how much progress or different stuff could have happened during that time. Like, if you live that long, you can do so much stuff and learn so many different trades or crafts or abilities. Personally, I would think it would be boring. I wouldn't want to live that long, but you'd see like many generations come after you. And I don't know, it's so weird. But like, the entire history of the United States has happened in like just over 200 years. And we don't have very good records of some of the early times from that time, much less like 1,000 years ago. And actually having one lifetime span that amount of time is crazy. Like all of the modern technology that we know has come in the last, 100, 150 years at the most, including like electricity and all that stuff. Certainly computers and cell phones in the last, 30, 50 years, whatever. And it's just crazy to think, one person living through 900 years, just what that would be like, how much things would change. But probably not as much back then, but if you live 900 years now, you'd be like crazy. You'd see the first computer, and you'd see probably light travel to different planets, and just how much it would change is insane. Not that I think we'll last that long on the earth. But anyway, I was just thinking about that and just thinking, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so let's go to chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6. When men began to multiply on the surface of the ground, and daughters were born to them, God's sons saw that men's daughters were beautiful, and they took any that they wanted for themselves as wives. Yahweh said, My spirit will not strive with man forever, because he also is flesh. So his days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were in the earth in those days, and also after that, when God's sons came into men's daughters and had children with them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of man's heart was continually only evil. Yahweh was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart. Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the surface of the ground, man along with animals, creeping things, and birds of the sky, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in Yahweh's eyes. This is the history of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. Noah walked with God. Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. God saw the earth and saw that it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. God said to Noah, I will bring an end to all flesh, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them in the earth. Make a ship of gopher wood. You shall make rooms in the ship, and shall seal it inside and outside with pitch. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ship shall be 300 cubits. Its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. You shall make a roof in the ship, and you shall finish it to a cubit upward. You shall set the door of the ship in its side. You shall make it with lower, second, and third levels. I, even I, will bring the floodwaters on this earth to destroy all flesh having the breath of life from under the sky. Everything that is in the earth will die. But I will establish my covenant with you. You shall come into the ship, you, your sons, your wife, and your wives, and your sons' wives with you. Of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ship, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Of the birds after their kind, of the livestock after their kind, of every creeping thing of the ground after its kind, 2 of every sort will come to you, to keep them alive. Take with you some of all food that is eaten, and gather it to yourself, and it will be food for you and for them. Thus Noah did, he did all God commanded him. That's Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 7 is the last one in the reading for today. From Genesis, Yahweh said to Noah, Come with all your household into the ship, for I have seen your righteousness before me in this generation. You shall take 7 pairs of every clean animal with you, the male and his female. Of the animals that are not clean, take 2, the male and his female. Also of the birds of the sky, 7 and 7, male and female, to keep seed alive on the surface of all the earth. In 7 days I will cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. I will destroy every living thing that I have made from the surface of the ground. Noah did everything that Yahweh commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters came on the earth. Noah went into the ship with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, because of the floodwaters. Clean animals, unclean animals, birds, and everything that creeps on the ground went by pairs to Noah into the ship, male and female, as God commanded Noah. After the 7 days, the floodwaters came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day all the fountains of the great deep burst open, and the sky's windows opened. It rained on earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the same day Noah and Shem, Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered into the ship, they and every animal after its kind, all the livestock after their kind, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, every bird of every sort. Pairs from all flesh with the breath of life in them went in through the ship to Noah. Those who went in, male and female of all flesh, as God commanded him. Then Yahweh shut him in. The flood was 40 days on the earth. The waters increased and lifted up the ship, and it was lifted up above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ship floated on the surface of the waters. The waters rose very high on the earth. All the high mountains that were under the whole sky were covered. The waters rose 15 cubits higher, and the mountains were covered. All flesh died that moved on the earth, including birds, livestock, animals, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, and every man. All on the dry land, in whose nostrils was the breath of the spirit of life, died. Every living thing was destroyed that was on the surface of the ground, including man, livestock, creeping things, and birds of the sky. They were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those who were with him in the ship. The waters flooded the earth 150 days. Alright, so that's it for the reading from Genesis today, and so left all we have is Matthew chapter 1. Okay, so this is the first book in the New Testament, and today it's mostly a genealogy, so sort of parallels the one we read earlier. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham became the father of Isaac. Isaac became the father of Jacob. Jacob became the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah became the father of Perez and Zerah by Tamar. Perez became the father of Hezron. Hezron became the father of Ram. Ram became the father of Amminadab. Amminadab became the father of Nahshon. Nahshon became the father of Salmon. Salmon became the father of Boaz by Rahab. Boaz became the father of Obed by Ruth. Obed became the father of Jesse. Jesse became the father of King David. David the king became the father of Solomon by her who had been Uriah's wife. Solomon became the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam became the father of Abijah. Abijah became the father of Asa. Asa became the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat became the father of Joram. Joram became the father of Uzziah. Uzziah became the father of Jotham. Jotham became the father of Ahaz. Ahaz became the father of Hezekiah. Hezekiah became the father of Manasseh. Manasseh became the father of Amon. Amon became the father of Josiah. Josiah became the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the exile to Babylon. After the exile to Babylon, Jeconiah became the father of Shealtiel. Shealtiel became the father of Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel became the father of Abiud. Abiud became the father of Eliakim. Eliakim became the father of Azor. Azor became the father of Zadok. Zadok became the father of Achim. Achim became the father of Eliud. Eliud became the father of Eleazar. Eleazar became the father of Mathan. Mathan became the father of Jacob. Jacob became the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, from whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. From David to the exile to Babylon, 14 generations. And from the carrying away to Babylon to the Christ, 14 generations. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was like this. After his mother Mary was engaged to Joseph, before they came together, she was found pregnant by the Holy Spirit. Joseph, her husband, being a righteous man, and not willing to make her a public example, intended to put her away secretly. But when he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, don't be afraid to take to yourself Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. She shall give birth to a son. He shall name him Jesus, for it is he who shall save his people from their sins. Now all this has happened that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Behold, the virgin shall be with child, and shall give birth to a son. They shall call his name Emmanuel, which is, being interpreted, God with us. Joseph arose from his sleep and did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took his wife to himself, and didn't know her sexually until she had given birth to her firstborn son. He named him Jesus. All right, I forgot that Luke is actually the one that goes all the way from Adam to Jesus. Matthew just goes from Abraham. So there's kind of a gap between the one in Genesis and the one in Matthew. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for today on the reading. As far as anything to talk about after that, I don't really have a whole lot going on. I've been wanting to get my chainsaw out and cut up a tree that was cut down, and I can't seem to get the chainsaw working, so I'm going to have to work on that a bit tomorrow or sometime soon and see if I can get that. Otherwise, I need to continue looking for work, and hopefully I'll find something soon. But it's been very cold. I actually thought about going on a hike today, but it only reached high 30s, which isn't unbearable, but it's just, I don't feel as motivated when it's not warm. It's been kind of warm lately, like it's been up in the 50s recently, which is unusual for the winter. It's been kind of a warm winter, but today was kind of cold, and it's also kind of wet from previous rain, so it's just like, I don't feel like it, so I didn't go anywhere. Regarding my stream setup, this is probably what I'll do most of the time. I could actually make it look a little better if I wanted to when I'm here at home, because I have a better camera and microphone. I might use the microphone while I'm here, but I wanted to test everything for the mobile setup, because there are going to be times when I'll be out and about, not at home doing this, so I just wanted this to be sort of a test stream to see if I could get everything to work. And generally everything's working. There's just a couple of platforms that don't seem to want to work right now. And I don't know why, but oh well. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream, head out, and see. I'm hoping to stay up to speed with this reading plan throughout the year, but I have no idea how this is going to go, especially with the streaming aspect of it. But yeah, so I'm going to have to read every day, I think, for the rest of this week, because the reading plan I'm on is a 5-day per week plan, so I could skip a couple days, but I had already started not at the very beginning of the week, so if I want to keep up to speed, I need to read, I think, every day the rest of this week. So, and I'm not going to be able to do a schedule, unfortunately. It might kind of be the same sort of time, like in the afternoon, but there might be other times when it makes more sense to do it earlier or later. So it'll just be whenever it is. But anyway, if anybody's super interested for whatever reason, they can always watch the replays on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. Plus some of the other platforms have replays for at least a few days before they delete them. Anyway, I'm hoping this Aircast method works, because it's the only way I can restream to more than 2 platforms when I'm out and about. So yeah, hopefully it worked today and will continue to work. I know that I've had problems with Aircast in the past. It's not very reliable, but I haven't used it in quite a long time, so hopefully they've made improvements. I've actually given them several chances to, prove themselves to me or be useful. And every time I've tried in the past, it just utterly failed. So I don't know how it'll go today, but yeah, hopefully it's gonna work. So yeah, good evening. I will see you guys next time. Oh, hey Lala, how's it going? You caught me right at the end of my stream. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Are you still live streaming or cooking stuff? But thanks for saying hi. Sure, if you're muted, just want to say you saw the stream. Oh no, I'm unmuted. That would be just my luck. I'll check the replay later. That would be super annoying. I might have to. I don't think I'm going to do it again. It shows that there's audio on my phone, but yeah, who knows? I'll check that later. Alright, well, if this doesn't work, I'll probably not redo this one because I don't want to, but anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow probably.